So let's get back to Exoconsciousness, and you're the founder of the Institute for Exoconsciousness. What was your goal when you started it?
My goal when I started it was really seated in two experiences in my life. One experience was when I moved to Phoenix in 1992. I moved to Phoenix and I was drawn to this little community called Fountain Hills. It's outside of Scottsdale. And I was immediately introduced to a woman, Ruth Hover, Dr. Ruth Hover, who had run the largest ongoing ufology experiencer group in the nation. So all of a sudden, I'm thrown into this group where for the first time in my life, I'm actually meeting and in community with people who have similar experiences to what I do, to what I have had throughout my life. And that was just, that was truly remarkable how that happened. And when I moved to Washington, D.C. to work with Dr. Edgar Mitchell, I looked back at that group and Dr. Ruth passed away. And I thought, oh my golly, probably 25 people were ongoing members of that group. And out of those, 20 people, which is maybe an exaggeration, maybe there were 15, there have been 11 books, medical inventions, people who have done this amazing healing work, amazing communication work. One woman is a financial analyst doing this really revolutionary type of work. And I'm like, there must be something connected with extraterrestrial experience and that ability to move outside into your field of consciousness and bring back information. And so then when I went to work with Dr. Mitchell, I saw that we were working with zero-point energy, consciousness, and the extraterrestrial presence. But we were primarily working with zero-point energy. And we would have these inventors contact us from out of nowhere, really quite fringe. And they were doing this revolutionary work in zero-point energy with these theories and applications. And so when Dr. Mitchell passed away, I thought, what am I going to do with my life now? Where am I going to go from here? And my heart knew that the most worthwhile time for me on my earth life today, is that it would be spent bringing forth what I call exoconscious humans, but they are extraterrestrial experiencers, multidimensional experiencers who are co-creating with extraterrestrials. So we are a nonprofit, an international nonprofit. I think we're the first nonprofit that has really reached into this experiencer community and said, what's important, it's important that we tell our story. I would never want to minimize that. But we've come to a point now that it's important that we show our work. It's important that we show the actions of our life. That is what's important. And so that's what the Institute is here to strengthen and to advance into mainstream society, are the inventions and innovations in health, in healing, in education, in art, in technology, that these experiencers are bringing forward, so that we call it building an exoconscious civilization. So we're really the doers.
You say that exoconscious humans are co-creating with ETs and multidimensionals. Is that to advance our technology? Is that to advance us as humans?
The human is always the focus of exoconsciousness. The human is why we're here. We have a belief in exoconsciousness that consciousness is not the brain. So a lot of transhumanism, singularity, a lot of neural research today has sort of isolated the brain as the seat of consciousness in the human. We would flip that and say the seat of consciousness really lies outside our body in this field of consciousness that somehow the neural scientists haven't really determined, but somehow, not just does our brain communicate with this field, but literally our entire body, our neural system, our endocrine system, the bones and muscles and organs in our body is all part of making consciousness possible. So we have much more of a holistic message with that.
Okay. So I understand that, and I guess it's obviously for our benefit, but I've always wondered what's in it for the ETs in advancing us as a race, as a culture.
I think because we are them.
Okay.
I think that our DNA, I think, going back to the concept of Pasmernia, that we're a seeded planet. Just Pasmernia is primarily like we're biologically or geographically a seeded planet from within the universe and within the cosmos. And I think gradually humans are coming to see that, we're not only seeded by the rocks and the debris and the bacteria that have come to Earth and the comets or the asteroids, but that we are really seeded genetically, and that's been part of our religious history across the world. It's part of religious history, and so we are just making a statement, I guess, making a public statement that we acknowledge the fact that we are cosmic creatures, that we are cosmic beings, and so just as these beings have a stake in us genetically, perhaps. We also energetically, they have a stake in us, that we have a stake in them. And that this relationship needs to be discussed and spoken of, not, set aside and laughed at or dismissed.
Did you ever see the movie Mission to Mars? Gary Sinise and I think Tim Robbins was in it.
Right, I see that.
Towards the end, Gary Sinise, when they discovered who they actually were and they were on Mars, and Gary Sinise said, "We're them, they're us,"
Right, right.
and it was one of the high points of the movie.